Alright, it has been a hot minute since I have done a garden tour, an official one, and right now the garden is a mess because I have been tearing things out, planting things around. I'm going to give you my redneck yard tour of what is going on right now, and I'm going to talk you through all the things. Alright, so here is the future tomato forest, and I had planted I had planted 4 tomatoes, 1, 2, 3, and 4, one right here. And it was an experiment because I did it before May 10th, which is the official growing season here, where you can plant whatever you want. So anyway, these 2 are still alive. What was here died. And it's kind of a blessing because I think I'm going to pull this stake up. I'm going to pull this stake up because I'm realizing I'm kind of going to need a little pathway, and I'm going to have so many tomatoes. So I did plant some tomatoes over here yesterday. I have a lot to do. I made a boo-boo because my plan was to plant indeterminate tomatoes along this trellis so it could grow up and have a ton of tomatoes growing up this. But what I planted here, as you can see, I planted several. They were not the indeterminate type, and I have those over there, and I was like, oh crap. So now I'm gonna plant some on this side, and I was planning on doing some pumpkins and having them come up here, but I might just do both. We'll see how it works out. I had endless amounts of calendula in here yesterday and a lot of parsley. I left one parsley there. It's gonna flower, and I'm excited to see that because it's probably gonna be pretty white flowers. And I'm leaving that for the swallowtails. If they grace my yard with their presence, maybe they can lay some babies over there or something. What I have done is I've planted some lettuce and some broccolis. And here is what is around here is lamb's wool, and I'm doing an experiment because I've heard that it will keep slugs away, and that kind of is a little bit of a problem. And so far they're still here after being here overnight. So I did kind of a control group in a different spot, so we'll see how they each fare. But I left calendula. I'm not worried about it coming back and spreading itself around. I love it so much. It was beautiful, but there will be more. And one thing, pulling it up uncovered some things I didn't even realize was growing here. This right here is is it delphinium maybe? I can't think of the word, but there's something that I had planted last year and it was hidden under all the calendula, so maybe it'll thrive and get big. Oh, and I planted some basil around in this bed as well, so hopefully that does well. This was uncovered. I can't think of the name of this right now. What is that? Maybe you know. But it does these red flowers, and it is really pretty. And then also, this was a fun surprise. This is probably the tallest nigella that I have ever grown, and I think it probably grew so tall because it had to grow up outside of the this to get to the sunlight. So there's a very healthy nigella there. And here's a surprise hollyhock that I didn't plant, but I had them in there a few years ago, so maybe some of the seed finally took root. So I took all of my seed starts out. Here are some beets. They didn't do as well as I thought they would do as starts. So anyway, I could have just probably direct sowed them, but anyway, I stuck them in all the like little naked spots in between these dahlias that popped up from last year. I put some yarrow here. I had only 2 of these germinated, these lettuce seeds of this variety, so I just stuck them here. Got some more dahlias. Here is the straw flower that I have planted that survived. There's a few different scabiosa varieties in here, and then sort of the same thing, and I stuck a yarrow here, and I just put beets wherever there was a naked spot because I'm kind of running out of room. And then on this area I have planted some Chinese cabbage and some bok choy, purple bok choy here. So I did not put the lamb's wool. Oh, and then I put some marigolds on the end. And then, oh, what do we have here? Oh, some more lettuce. I stuck this over here in my son's bed because I knew he'd enjoy that. And I put some lamb's wool around. I had to stop because somebody's car alarm was going off and I don't have my microphone on. So, okay, we can get back to business. Here is this little patch. I kind of need to do a little bit more cleanup over here and kind of rearrange the rocks. But we've got some hollyhocks back here. I put some of that scabiosa back there. I need to get in here and do a little bit of weeding because I see some stuff I don't want in here. I put some feverfew right here. And then of course we have this foxglove, and there's a few more foxgloves in here that may or may not stick around. And then our tulips have died off and I've cut them back, but I could probably plug some more stuff in here because I've got a lot of bulb plants in here. Okay, here is the view of what has been the PTP the last few years. I'm not doing that obviously, but what I am going to do, and I'm going to do this today, is I'm going to plant cucumbers in here so that they'll vine up and really cover up this with the leaves. And then I've got some dahlias in pots that I actually feel like I need bigger pots than this, but for the moment, here they are. Back in this random corner, I have planted potatoes and some lily seeds back here, and some dill, and I think I've plugged something else back here. I forgot what it was, but and then there's still weeds, but I'm not worried about that. It's gonna be wild. Okay, now we're gonna go see the row garden, the cut flower garden, and I'll show you what's in here right now. Yesterday I planted some feverfew and some what's it called, status plugs in here. This is I can't think of, angelica, and as you can see, it's huge, and we've been having like some windstorms, so it got knocked over. I've got a parsley here that is gonna bolt and go to seed, and I'm just gonna let it do its thing and attract things with its flowers, and it's huge. We've got our strawberries that have migrated over here, and I'm just letting them do it because we'll just see what happens. But there is a lot of strawberry flowering there, so we're gonna have some fruit hopefully. And then we had a lot of tulips over here, but now we have strawberries. We still have Connor's cactus. I've planted some other varieties of calendula over here. There's a surprise hollyhock back there, and I've put some celosia starts back there, so we'll see. And it looks like this lobelia is coming back, so that's cool. I will just briefly tell you what's in. We've got our yarrow, of course, which is, spread out and gotten crazy. Maybe next year I'll pull one or two of these out and move them somewhere else. But I've got some salvia here. Some daisies are coming back. I had planted more calendula varieties. My friend gave me these strawberries, so I just plugged them in here in the dirt next to the bed, and just didn't really know where to put them. And then we have some not dahlias, but some zinnias that I just planted from starts that I did. Some of them have gotten eaten alive. Some of them are doing mediocre. Like we'll see how they fare overall. I've got a dahlia that's coming back. Some seed starts of more calendula, and and then right here, just along here, I just had a lot of celosias that I had kind of started, and I don't know if they're gonna like come to life, but I just kind of plugged them along here it's gonna be wild. Oh, before I would always do sunflowers right here, and as you see, I've got one volunteer sunflower, and this area is a mess. So I've got these, I'm gonna be cleaning this area really up this morning. And Connor's little garden, it's getting overgrown by all this stuff, so I'm gonna get out here and clean that up a little bit for him. And then what I normally do, like I said, I normally do sunflowers here, but this year I'm gonna do sunflowers back here, just all sunflowers in the Three Sisters garden. And I'm gonna do something a little bit different this year. I'm gonna actually plant the corn in these back rows, and I'll probably just put some pumpkins and beans in their Three Sisters style, because why not maximize that? So it's gonna get really wild. I'm gonna be having to walk over vines and stuff, but yeah, I'm just gonna put all of the sunflowers back here. Oh, and then for the milk jugs thing, some things are doing well. Some things I'm like, I feel like you should be further along. And what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna take the you know, dirt and stuff that's in there out, and I'm just gonna plug whatever is growing out here, like in the front of this, so that the sunflowers can grow behind it, and whatever lives, and it's just gonna be a wild, crazy, chaotic mess over here once I get it cleaned up. And I'm leaving all the foxglove starts here. Probably none of them will bloom this year, but next year this will just be like a sea of foxgloves. I'm just showing you guys that I put some of the calendula that I tore out, and I just put it along here in front of the chicken coop, so it'll get big and pretty. And hopefully, I don't know if calendula will make flies not a thing as much, but it's cute. I gave them some of the parsley yesterday. I don't think that they love it, but they've been munching on it. Let me introduce you guys to our chickens. This one is our old chicken, our only one surviving. We had something sad happen to our other one, this from the first batch of chickens we've ever had. So she's our oldest senior chicken. These are our chicks. Don't mind they climb up here, and I need to clean off the thing. But this white one is named Eagle, and the one that's kind of like got the white ring around her neck is called Chestnut, and the littlest one right there is named Scout. This is our new garden bed that was gifted to us from a friend, and we have dahlias and zinnias in here, and I actually just plugged a bunch of random stuff around the outside. So this might get kind of crazy and overcrowded at some point, but it'll be a surprise if the other things, I've got like coleus and sweet alyssum and all sorts of stuff in there. Okay, so this is our new garden for this year, and I'm really curious to see how everything. I planted some more calendula that I pulled up from the other garden right here. It looks a little bit funky because it was growing sideways, so maybe once the sun starts getting on it, it'll grow upwards. But what is in here is I planted some feverfew in here yesterday, and I also planted more marigolds, and I planted some what's it called, Brussels sprout starts. And then all around here, I don't know if you can see the green things popping up, I planted onions a while ago. I don't know how they're gonna do. I got some sweet potatoes in the center. I put some yarrow over here. There's regular potatoes just volunteering in here. And there's also, this is kind of fun, I did see a pumpkin start, a volunteer. Oh, hopefully something hasn't eaten it. But yeah, there's a, where is that? Where are you? Oh, see that right there? That is a pumpkin start that just came up because I had thrown our Halloween pumpkins in here, not knowing that I was going to plant in here. So this could get really fun. Okay, this is new-ish for me. I have, all the years that I've lived here, I have never planted in this this little area over here. It looks like a mess. We've got our bikes leaning up against here. I've got one rose bush that my sister planted when Katana was born. and then these two are already back here. And I hate to say this, I kind of neglect them. They're gonna be covered in blooms soon. I'll show you it. It is gonna look magical. But I've never used this space to grow anything in. And this looks pretty rough right now, and so do these, but I don't know if y'all remember the house that was being torn down that we were able to get all those free bulbs from their yard. Well, they also had rose bushes that were gonna get demolished too. So we went and dug up what we could. And some of them might not make it, but either way, 100% they would have been dead anyway. But I think this one for sure is gonna live, and we have another one that's gonna live in a different part of the yard. And but this calendula plant is literally just one plant. I pulled this out of that other garden, and I was like, you are huge, I can't kill you. So put it over here, and then over here I put more broccoli and made a little barricade around it, because I had planted some Brussels sprouts over here and it was gone within like literally the next day. So we'll see how this goes. This is an experiment. And we will go into the front garden bed, which is the best one visually, that I love so much. But we've got our roses here, and they are doing beautiful things. The red one is getting started first. We've got our kind of pink and white one back there that's coming out, and then everybody's favorites is this kind of sunsetty orange and pink, hot pink one, and it's about to bloom vigorously. But the rest of the stuff, this is another project that I'm going to work on. I had grown tomatoes out here and peppers. I need to dump out this dirt and probably refresh it with some like compost, and maybe just kind of, I think it should be fine to use, but and then refill the grow bags. And I want to get all the leaves out from underneath here, and all the weeds and stuff. I came out here and did some work, so it's not as full looking as it was the other day, but this is cool. Here is some salvia that I think that I had planted a few years ago. I didn't know what it was. I forgot what I had planted because it had been so long, but it never bloomed. But here we do. We have got our it's gonna be kind of like this pinkish purple color. I've got all these little Johnny jump ups that volunteered this year. I planted them I think 2 years ago, and they just keep coming back. This is gonna be feverfew, I'm pretty sure. And then we have our columbines here that are the showstopper right now. And then, what is this called? I don't know if I have the little thing for it anymore. Oh, verbena. So verbena. This is gonna be kind of like a red color, and this is what's in the back garden as well. And then I planted a bunch of different starts of like Monarda and various things that we'll see if they survive. There's going to be a couple of varieties of daisies here. The borage is going strong over there. There's going to be a lot of daisies here soon. And then what else? Oh, okay. So here's some volunteer fennel here and there, and I think there's another one somewhere. But I was going to show you guys the sweet peas. So this is interesting. Do you see, guys, this monster sweet pea that's doing what I want it to do right here? This is one that fell from last year's, and it's been here overwintered. It bloomed like in December, and it's just been going. Like, look at this stem. It's so thick, so meaty. It's gonna be great. So these are ones that I started in like January time in a milk jug, and they were doing great. And then I put them out here, and they haven't really taken off. They've been taking their sweet time, and that's what I feel like sweet peas always do in my garden, is just take their sweet time. So next year I'm going to do an experiment where I'm just going to buy whatever sweet peas that I want to grow here, and I'm going to put them out, and I'm going to plant them in the dirt in like December and maybe even November. And I'm just gonna let them do their thing, because I would love for this to be just covered in sweet peas, even on this side. Like, here's some, they're doing pretty good, but they're just not taking off like that other one. I've got some more dahlias in pots here. I put some sweet potatoes in this over here, and then just other random plants I don't even remember. So whatever stays, I will update you. We will know what it is, what I planted soon. This is the front of the gate area, and there's a lot of gladiolas coming up. I got this one surprise iris that I don't remember planting, because one thing about me is I don't buy white plants. Not that I have anything problem with them, but I'm just like gravitate to like bold colors. So I don't know how this got here. I love it while it's here, but that was a fun surprise. And then a lot of what are these called? Foxgloves everywhere. So that they'll be there next year. But it looks like I'm gonna have one foxglove here this year and a bunch of gladiolas soon. For a few years, I've been like, we need to redo this. What we had done is use 2 old doors from an architectural salvage store, and then made it into a kind of an arbor or trellis or whatever you call it. And I had wanted this rose bush to grow up over it, but as you can see, it's not solid wood. Pieces have fallen out. We really need to get it down, but I don't know what to do there. I've been contemplating just doing like another cattle panel trellis right there, but it gives so much like whimsy that I think I want an actual cute wooden structure there. So what are your thoughts on that? Okay, this thing is about to explode in these hot pink cute roses, and it's going to be all over, and it's only going to do it one time. So when it does, I will let you know. Here's our lavender. I put some amaranth up here, and then we have our alliums. They did not get as tall or as fat as they did last year, so I think it's because there's some new ones growing up next to it, so I might need to go in there and divide it, but I've never done that before, so I'm not sure. And then we'll have our Jerusalem sage soon. The tiger lilies are getting going. Here is some snapdragons that I did not plant up here this year, so there must have been some seed there or something, so that's a fun surprise. Oh, I've got a foxglove trying to come up here, and a few over here, and some more lilies right there, and yeah, so that's about it. Oh, and I have a video that I haven't edited it yet, but I will, and I just threw a bunch of zinnia and dahlia seeds into this like wood chip pile area. So we'll see if any of that comes up, but in the meantime, there is some purple clover that just volunteered itself right there and is doing well, so I'm leaving that there. But so that is my impromptu, no bells and whistles, just you get to see what I'm doing and what's been done kind of video. So if you stuck around this long, thanks for hanging out. And you should follow, because I do more organized videos than that typically, and I share how I plant things and experiments that I try. So if that's your jam, stick around. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.